Hi little skeletons, it is Disney Squeen Kelly. Okay, well, Harley Baby Squeen. She'll get that inside joke. Hi little skeletons, it is Disney Queen Skelly here, and welcome back to another Disney horror video. So this horror video is going to be a little different than some of my horror videos that I have done in the past, and let me explain why. In looking at this article, the title itself made me think that maybe some of these stories were going to be a little bit scarier than I thought they were. However, in writing them down, only 2 of them were extremely freaky, and that was mostly due to the imagery that was provided on the website, which is linked in the description box below if you're at all curious, because I will not be using those images in today's video. However, in terms of customer service and working and dealing with guests, these are definitely scary stories. And this is, coming from someone who's been working for, at the time of you guys seeing this, 5 years now. I've been working for 5 years of my life. And customer service is one of the scariest things I've ever had to deal with. And I think these stories definitely illustrate how scary customer service can actually be, along with the last 2 stories, which aren't exactly creepy, but, they are in their own special way, again, in terms of the imagery. Which, again, if you're interested, click the link in the description box below. You guys will be able to see the imagery that I am talking about if you guys want to follow along that way. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed these 5, not creepy, but interesting stories that Disney has to offer. It ain't all pixie dust and magic happening 24/7 in Walt Disney World, y'all. Whether it's the slew of recent guest on cast member assaults in the parks or a mention of childless millennials and their Mickey pretzels, plenty of weird and oddly fascinating things go down in Walt Disney World that you may never hear about. We can't get enough of those bizarre in-park happenings, so we poked around and found a few of our favorite bizarre stories. Eventually, you might have dinosaurs on your dinosaur tour, right? Cast members can deal with everything from the ordinary mundane questions such as what time is that 3 o'clock parade to really unexpected, historically dubious ones. This falls under the latter. A cast member working on Dinoland USA section of Animal Kingdom met a guest asking where the dinos were. The cast member directed them to the nearby dinosaur attraction. Shortly after, the guest returned. That was great, but where are the big dinosaurs? The cast member directed her to the Cretaceous Trail, where she could photograph larger dinosaurs up close. But they're real, right? Asked the guest. The cast member politely informed her that dinosaurs have been extinct for millions of years. There are no real dinosaurs in Disney World. She didn't add obviously, but she wanted to. Disappointed, the guest shrugged. Oh, I thought if anyone could bring them back, it would be Disney. And she walked off. She's not wrong, but let's get it together here, people. Mind the bushes. A cast member during Epcot's Food and Wine Festival witnessed some ruckus guests who, after a few too many libations, removed their shoes, how considerate, and proceeded to step over the short fence into the decorative calf-high hedge maze in the France Pavilion. After a few minutes, a security guard arrived. The inebriated gentleman proceeded to run the tiny maze in an attempt to evade the guards, seemingly forgetting the maze was inches high and easily escapable. The pursuit lasted longer than one would expect and resulted in a good laugh at the grown men running for their lives in the world's smallest hedge maze. Anything for a selfie. A cast member working at Splash Mountain was met by a disgruntled guest exiting the ride after it was forced to close. The gentleman had been riding with his family and was upset they had been deprived of their full ride experience. His solution? He wanted to be provided with a magical fast pass for his entire family to ride whatever they pleased for life. After much back and forth that this magic pass simply didn't exist, the cast member excused himself to retrieve something from backstage. Another cast member there informed them that the ride had been closed due to a guest leaping out of their log mid-ride to take a selfie with one of the animatronics and provided information about the guest so they could keep an eye out. The guest? The man now demanding fast passes for the ride he was directly responsible for closing. There aren't enough eye rolls in the universe for this one. Save Buzzy! These last 2 stories were more wildly publicized, but just as bizarre and fascinating. Also creepy, definitely creepy. Those who are lucky enough to remember Cranium Command in the Wonders of Life Pavilion, RIP, will likely recall a cute little animatronic by the name of Buzzy. But do you know how he died? Buzzy led guests on an adventure through the body of a 12-year-old boy from 1989 to as recent as 2007. Fun fact, did you know Pete Docter of Pixar fame worked on this ride way back in the day? The ride sat closed for over a decade until out of the blue, the internet was abuzz claiming Buzzy's clothes had gone missing. Shortly after, it was reported that Buzzy himself was missing. There were reports of pools of leaked hydraulic fluid and his dismantled mount remaining where he had sat prior. But the worst was yet to come. Brace yourself. A police search ensued. Soon after, a cast member using an alias posted a mysteriously creepy photo of Buzzy's dismantled head. It didn't take long for police to track the young man down and discover that he had not only stolen Buzzy and his clothing, but he had also played a hand in stealing numerous costume pieces from the Haunted Mansion and other animatronics over multiple burglaries, all of which he attempted to sell on eBay for tens of thousands of dollars. The man was arrested, and it was safe to say he isn't welcome back at Disney World any longer. Kids, don't look directly at Ellen's face. Another extinct Epcot attraction with a missing animatronic backstory involves none other than celebrity Ellen DeGeneres. She was featured prominently for better or for worse in the mid-90s to 2010s revamp of the classic Universe of Energy attraction, RIP Again. The most memorable part of this agonizingly long ride was a trip through the world of dinosaurs featuring dozens of animatronic dinos. When the ride got its facelift, an interesting Ellen animatronic was added fighting against a big nasty dino. The animatronic was eye-catching in the lush setting, but for all the wrong reasons. Let's put it this way, the Robo Ellen was almost scarier than the ferocious dinosaurs. Not a good look. Cut to 2017 when the ride closed to make way for Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. Ellen made a public cry for her animatronic to be saved. It had been removed a few years prior to the ride's closing, and she wanted it back. And who could blame her? A photo surfaced of what appeared to be the skin from Robo Ellen's face, reportedly purchased by a collector. Soon after Ellen's plea for the return of her animatronic, her writing staff surprised her for her 60th birthday with what appeared to be her full horrifying animatronic in all its 90s creeped out glory. It looks like the stuff of nightmares, and thankfully turned out to be a joke by her staff. The skin and sketchy wig were not, in fact, from her robot, but the red shirt and pants actually were. They were able to be located by Disney Imagineering and given to her as a gift. The remains of Robo Ellen's innards, likely repurposed for parts of your favorite animatronics today. Alright guys, and that is it for today's weird-ass Disneyland stories. I know they weren't really scary except for the last two, kinda. Again, the imagery is what makes it. So thank you guys again so much for watching. I promise you next time I'll have real Disneyland horror stories for you guys. I just thought these were incredibly interesting, so I wanted to share them with you guys. But thank you so much for watching today, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, little skeletons. Stay safe, and I love you guys.